All right, guys, everyone's talking about it. We're here at the Blackmagic booth with our friend Dan, and he is holding the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
I'm doing really good considering it's day 2.
Yeah, it's only Tuesday, man.
Only Tuesday,
Super,
more days
I
to
call
go.
it Super Monday.
That's all right. Monday part 2.
Exactly. So this thing's amazing.
So yeah,
Tell us why.
Well, you know, we made the Blackmagic Cinema camera last year. We wanted to make an amazing cinema-like style, something that people that were using DSLRs could really kind of move up to get that cinema-like style, get that 13 stops of dynamic range, have that higher than HD resolution, and really gain that big post-production workflow. This year we have 2 new cameras. We do have our new 4K camera that we're also showing as well, which of course everyone's excited about. But we also thought, man, we have all this great cinema quality. The one thing we don't have is a form factor that we can just kind of get up and go. We take a camera home on the weekend and we go out to do a shoot with it, but then I'd be at home and be like, I just want to run out back and grab this shot with my kid. It's already gone. Moment's been lost.
Or even like here.
Even like here, or think of any place where I want to just have this great kind of ability to just get this simple camera out there and get going. So what we have, technically what we have here is basically a 16mm base sensor using an active micro 4/3 lens. So it's a small sensor, but really think about getting a super 16mm film-based camera, still 13 stops, the dynamic range. It's recording as 1080p, so it's not higher than HD, but it is a 1080p based camera, so it's still high quality, high dynamic range. It's recording directly to actually a SD card, so you want one of these 10x SD cards that you can just pull out, drop into your laptop, start editing, and it's recording as a ProRes file, as well as you can have the ability, by the time it ships, to record as a Cinema DNG RAW. It's a lightly compressed Cinema DNG RAW.
And that's 422?
That is the 422 is going to be with ProRes. The Cinema DNG RAW has actually got no compression at all, so it's compressed, but the color information is still fully there like a full Cinema DNG RAW. It's an exciting camera. It still has a lot of the great features we see on the cinema camera, being able to have the mini HDMI, so we're driving on these HDMI monitors over here. It does have stereo recording capabilities with the microphone, headphone jack, and link control. Obviously, it's got the removable Nikon power battery in here.
Huge.
But also being able to basically charge that battery while you're in use. Of course, that takes a little bit longer than if you turn it off and charge. But of course, those Nikon batteries can be plugged in and charged with standard off-the-shelf power plugs.
So when do you expect this to hit the shelves?
So we expect to be able to ship this in July. The camera's actually working wonderfully. There's a few things that we found we want to continue to work on here. July really is there because of the production capabilities, not so much because we're essentially worried about parts, though obviously those are always a concern, as we saw last year with our cinema camera. We hope to be able to get parts in. The real question is, are we going to have to build 5,000 or 50,000 or 500,000? We can't just go out and build 3 new production lines without kind of first knowing what kind of demand is going to be there. What we really wanted to do is, we really wanted to create that same, like last year, we wanted that same cinema style camera. People look at it and they're like, oh, that's a nice video camera. No, this is a cinema style camera. It gives you all those stops, gives you that workflow that people want to be using with ProRes or using that Cinema DNG RAW. So while it may look, it's kind of deceiving is what you're looking at. Is this just some point and shoot camera? But we're in reality, and that's kind of part of the joke of why we put this on this gigantic ARRI lens over here. I mean, maybe that's not the most practical use, but the point of it is a full cinema camera, that fits in your pocket and is $1,000.
Well, Dan, you guys are really kicking ass, I gotta say. Keep innovating, and I want one.
Thank you.